you need when you need it. Now, you can simply type phrases in everyday English in the command line. Compare financials. Find people. Analyze markets. You can answer phrases or ask questions. What do you want to know today? Ask a question or visit SearchGo to find answers now.
I'm David Weston. Bloomberg Television is reinventing one of the most iconic brands in financial television for a new audience. Join me to see the news program for the clever investor. This is Bloomberg Wall Street Week.
As we move to immunizing the population, we're going to have to scale up at a tremendous rate. Hundreds of thousands. It would not be surprising for me to hear millions of people getting vaccinated on a weekly basis, if not faster.
Andrew Pekosh, Johns Hopkins and Bloomberg School of Public Health professor weighing in on the massive effort, and we do hear about the LA Dodgers Stadium that this week will be transformed from a testing site to a vaccinating site as a lot of places around the country try to ramp up their vaccination schedule. Tom, coming up on the Open, Savita Subramanian, Bank of America Securities U.S. Equity and Quantitative Strategy Head, will be joining us to talk about the little bit of weakening, perhaps, in some of the incredible record rally that we've seen, and whether this indicates the beginning, perhaps, of some froth being taken off the top in areas. Tom, I don't know. People have been saying buy the dip. So at this point, I don't know. Maybe I'll get an entry point.
Well, there are financials, there are investments as well. There's also, of course, the
Morning.
crisis in Washington. But more than anything, we're
Wait, how do
in the pandemic, living the reality of what we are going to do. Is Katie Passaretti out of the Johns Hopkins University.
I'm only just waking up, dude.
Charlotte, North Carolina. And not so much in the trenches of what we're doing, but in the, hey, we've got to get this done of what we're doing in vaccination. Katie Passaretti, what is your best practice right now to ramp up our vaccination programs?
Yeah, certainly. You all were just talking about, transitioning testing sites, larger arenas into vaccination sites.
Right.
I do think the more people we can get vaccinated,
Let's start.
as soon as possible, as
It's good, dude.
allows, and making sure that we're
Starting my morning.
those at higher risk so that we get the most kind of impact from protecting the people that may have higher likelihood of hospitalization.
Is money and funding a constraint? Are you limited, or is Mount Sinai in New York or Cedars-Sinai out in LA? Are you people limited by the budgeting of the last mile of vaccination?
The conversations I've been a part of, budgeting isn't as much of an issue. Certainly, these things are all very expensive. It's how do we functionally get it done and deal with the financial consequences later. Certainly,
You ready?
Let's go. Tremendous people resources needed.
Is there a skill to giving a vaccine? I still have to hold somebody's hand because I know it's going to hurt someone. I'm kidding, folks. But is there a skill? Is there a skill to giving a shot?
So the actual functionality of giving a shot can be done by medical professionals at different levels. We do, on the off chance that there's a reaction to the vaccine, you need to have people able to respond quickly.
If someone's having a reaction, what the fuck? I don't like that. I don't like how they're putting it.
Constraints that will force vaccination?
I think it's unlikely as far as mandatory vaccination. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, well, the airline says you're not getting on board if you don't have a vaccine.
Yeah, so certainly I think private entities may go that route and specifically kind of travel related, requiring proof of vaccination to get on a plane, go to certain areas. Certainly I think that's possible. At the governmental level, I think less likely, at least for a very long time, that will happen.
I think timeline in these sophisticated mRNA vaccines is, for anybody that's studied this and a pro like you or an like me, it's really, really something. Somebody like Peter Hooks has a Baylor College of Medicine
Yeah, it's certainly getting closer by the day, so the mRNA study is amazing and happens safely and rapidly over a very short period of time. But that doesn't mean that other vaccine candidates, traditional vaccine candidates like you mentioned, weren't being worked on at the same time. So more and more research studies are going on to get the level of data to make sure that type of vaccine is protected. And the cost, the handling of the mRNA vaccine is hugely kind of lacking in so as we get these more vaccines better, more
Nice. Now time to play Fortnite. I'm kidding. time to watch my money. Canele. Yo, on G Fuel's last post, go find my comment on G Fuel's last post and go clown the motherfucker for telling me not to re. He's trying to suppress my re.
It's extremely exciting for the university.
Trying to suppress my fucking re. Re!
It's exciting for each year to
Fucking faggot haters, bro. Everywhere.
for a large firm that deployed with such technologies that you can see the outcome.
TMB's sleeping. Leave her alone.
Access the financial world on demand. Hear from leading
She was like messaging me in my sleep.
policymakers and industry experts via live and on-demand webinars, only from Bloomberg. Start exploring to see what's moving the markets. Visit Bloomberg.com webinars.
Valuations, particularly, sort of the technology landscape, gotten to some pretty extraordinary levels. So I think it's not a surprise. I don't think it's any indication of the beginning of the end. But I do think markets don't like uncertainty.
I gotta get going soon. Nobel, you okay? Nobel, you okay, baby? Where are all of your chewies? No way you ate them all. No way in hell you ate them all. You retarded. You gotta say it like Johnny Boston. You retarded. I can't even do it, bro. Hey! Market's open. Time to trade. Woo!
The 25th Amendment. The speaker telling 60 Minutes that President Trump is deranged and dangerous.
Oh my gosh.
The 25th Amendment because it gets rid of him. He's out of office. But there is strong support in the Congress for impeaching the president a second time. This president is guilty of inciting insurrection.
She doesn't even know what she's saying.
Nothing is off the table.
The call is coming from both sides of the aisle.
Oh! Son of a bitch. Just dropping shit and just dropping shit.
The president should leave the White House on his own.
Does not look as though there is the will or the consensus to exercise the 25th Amendment option. And I don't think there's time to do an impeachment. There's 10 days.
Oh my gosh, they're so mentally unstable, these people. That side is so mentally fucking unstable. Not until 6:30? You're dumb. The market's open right now. The market's open right now. I can buy and sell all I want. What are you talking about? You have no idea what you're talking about. I can trade early. It's called pre-market.
There's a more cautious note as we enter the second trading week of 2021. Perhaps a little bit of peak coming off what had been a very overheated
Pre-market. You have no idea what you're talking about.
This morning, Las
losses in the Asian session to the tune of around 1%. They're nearing that magnitude in the European session as we speak, and futures are pointing to a softer open here in the U.S. with small caps for Russell 2000 looking set to underperform those futures up by about 1.8% with more 28 minutes to go until the bell. What might be more remarkable?
I have pre-market privileges because I pay Robinhood money.
With the dollar, remember how we heard call after call after call for a weaker dollar in 2021? Well, so far that's not really taking shape. In fact,
That's how I just bought these companies this morning. I make pre-market trades all the time. What are you talking about? I literally sit in my bed in the morning and make pre-market trades. Yeah. You can start trading as early as like 5 o'clock in the morning. What do you mean? Yeah, crypto's down. Oh my gosh, $7,217 loss. Amazing. It might be time to buy, but I'm thinking I'm going to buy at 18. He bought it at the peak? What a stupid tryhard. Is he still hanging on to it? Or did he not sell? Bro, he's going to wake up mad. He lost all his money.
He's raising a question of what this means for equities.
Well, I'm making money.
Saying the new congressional makeup should lift cyclicals, writing, quote, the Democratic sweep should further support.
Bro, in my sleep, I went from $1,500 to $1,613. In my sleep, $1,614. I went from $1,500, boys.
And energy. Savita joining us now. Savita, how does the turmoil affect this call? Not from the from the perspective of politics, but from the perspective that it could bring Republicans and Democrats closer together to focus on what they would rather focus on right now, which is policy, rather than high drama at the White House.
Right. No, I think that's exactly right. So I think, the idea of a blue wave, or, it's not really a wave, it's more of a ripple, but, a Democratic sweep is essentially coordinated policy. You can get more done. I think what's interesting right now is that you've got this petri dish that sounds really great. We've got a coordinated policy that means that we might see more fiscal stimulus than we were expecting.
I'm not selling.
We've got this environment where rates are still low enough that nothing looks dangerously kind of the cost of capital is still incredibly low. So that all seems really bullish.
I made $200 this morning already.
On stocks is the market has arguably anticipated a lot of this positive, news flow, and I think
that's just this morning.
Parameters.
This is a week.
It looks pretty bullish, and when sentiment gets really
Not selling what? I'm not selling this company I just got into. SNCA. That's I'm gonna hang on to them for a while.
Institutional investors are, low enough to suggest that there's positioning is full and there's more downside than upside risk to stocks. So, I think when you look at everything, to your point, we've got an environment that's good for the economy. But I think this administration doesn't use the stock market as a barometer of success
or
failure like the last administration did. And that means we could be in for an environment
where
policymakers are more focused on the economy and
see?
Inflation.
You would see stuff all in my nose.
Rather than just asset inflation. So I think that's the kind of the interesting push and pull right now is thinking about that trade-off between a better economic environment and what happens to the S&P 500 in that scenario.
Savita, I love there was one example of froth in markets of a SPAC acquisition company that was named LMO. That was its trading ticker, and it filed and to raise. So where do you sell? Where do you see the biggest froth where you say it's time to get out?
Look, you know what? I think you do this year. It's not necessarily a year where you want to sell everything because, like I said, we've got a pretty good environment. We've got a vaccine, we've got growth. But I think the trick is what you buy and, what you lighten your exposure to. So, you mentioned earlier we like value. I think value is the place to be as we start to see this vaccine percolate throughout the economy, as we start to see reopening. I mean, what's interesting to me is that
No.
investors have
I just made a bunch of money. Oh my gosh, I just made a bunch of money.
overweight in growth stocks, despite the fact that we all know we're in for a broadening out of the economy, and the playbook would tell you to go into value stocks. It's been such a long period of time where growth has had such consistent leadership that we're kind of in those 1999, early 2000 levels of tech is what you want to buy forever, and there's just this incredible sentiment and embedded positioning in growth stocks. So I think that value is still a great place to look towards rotating into. Financials is our top pick, and we saw massive moves in rates over just over the election results, and our view is that we see a little bit more upside for interest rates. We see better long-term growth.
BOFA Securities, head of U.S. equities quantitative strategy.
Against, what if the dollar doesn't weaken, is the idea of exposure to financials over other areas.
So they have Bank of America on here trying to sucker you into investing in Bank of America.
Priced into markets based on the consensus view that there will be a stimulus in the next couple of months. Henrietta Trey's Aveda Partners was coming out this morning and saying that we could see stimulus of up to $1.8 trillion. Is that priced into markets right now?
I don't think it is, and I guess it depends on.
Wow, Bank of America's like this lady's not helping. They're going down. She's actually not even helping.
If you look at sectors that would benefit from a traditional CapEx cycle, when you have a little bit of a move in industrials, but energy is still
no nasal problems.
Inexpensive levels. You've got an environment where cyclical beneficiaries of CapEx aren't necessarily trading at such lofty multiples. So I think that where the infrastructure is spent is going to be interesting. Where the stimulus is spent is going to be the tricky question. I also think the area of the market that has
Good morning.
rated
I'm live.
friendliness from DC and money.
How long have I had sinus problems?
Of this crisis.
How long have I had sinus problems?
I don't know. We've seen the government and the Biden administration more focused on kind of.
How do you not know? I'm your fucking son. Like you always like. How do you not know these things? Who?
My father. Regulatory risk. So I think there's some opportunity.
So that means I too suffer from my sinus problems.
Probably. It's inherited, yeah. My father walked in the air conditioning and it killed him. It hurt.
I'm like, well, you know what? Actually, it's not as bad as it used to be.
And your brother.
It used to be terrible. Mine used to be terrible. Remember when you took me to the doctors and I had to have that test? What happened when I had the test?
You used to take the test. You walked out of there without getting the test.
As long as I can remember.
You would not.
That's not true.
That is absolutely true.
That's not true.
I took you to an M&M.
That's not true. That's not true, Dad.
They wanted to stick you with needles, and you refused to let them.
I did.
Yeah, so now you're suffering now.
I remember crying or something.
No, you absolutely. You're allergic to whatever you're allergic to. We took you to the doctor, and they were going to run a series of tests that you're allergic to, and you absolutely wouldn't. But
I don't like.
now you suffer.
I don't like
But you
needles.
could have had it. Well, neither do I.
I don't like needles.
Neither do I.
I was like 10.
Predictable recurring revenue.
I was like 10.
From lockdown, and now we're in
Go to the.
I think what's important.
Go to.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, we're just going to say
And
we
get
have to leave
something
there,
called
unfortunately.
Tristan.
Supermanian, thank you so much for being with us.
I think it's pollen, and I think it's
Interesting
dust.
few months
Okay.
ahead. Right now, Bloomberg Sarah Pond-
Guys, usually, because I started doing these like eliminations, and I know it's not certain foods.
All right, if you take, it'll dry you up.
I don't want to take anything. Twitter's down $4 today. Wow.
What is?
Twitter's done for a minute.
Oh, Twitter's done.
They piss people off.
Twitter was already
down
Thank
about
God. I don't
8%
want to
from
get
its
political
mid-December
on your
high.
channel,
So
but
this would bring it into
yeah,
a classic
it's
10%
I'm gonna buy more of this company that I'm looking at.
Alright, that's good.
This biopharmaceutical company. Tesla's down 1871. Apple's down 235. Facebook's down. I'm buying Apple this morning. I'm buying more Apple. I'm already planning. I already have money waiting. Like, I'm ready to go. Like, I'm fired up.
Market's down?
Market's down right now as far as what I'm buying. I already planned on buying. Like, I already
What
planned.
time's the market open?
15 minutes. Set. Fucking 18 minutes. I literally sit here. I literally sit here and I watch fucking Bloomberg in the morning, and then I go do my fucking duties for the day. I literally sit, or I'll stay in my bed, and I'll sit here, and it's on YouTube. Everything's on YouTube now. I love YouTube. And I sit here and I'll make some fucking pre-market buys. Oh, look at this. My shit's it's going down. That's good. Buy cocaine. You can't invest in cocaine. But there are companies that have cocaine for like
Do you know what?
pharmaceutical cocaine.
Growing cocaine bushes in the United States.
Well, you can do that in Washington State now.
Well, I'm just saying, because the police have no idea what a cocaine tree looks like.
Yeah, they do.
I don't think so. I mean, marijuana, everybody knows marijuana. Cocaine, I bet you could put a cocaine bush in the front of your house and no one would know what it was.
No, I'm pretty sure you could. But I wouldn't do it.
And then I would sell the leaves.
You can actually buy the leaves online.
That would be cool, just to chew on.
No, literally, you can buy them online. Like, I shit you not. Like, I literally went searching for this one time, and I wanted to see if you could actually buy them, and you can buy them for tea. Quote, unquote.
You know what? Well, you need a shit ton to make the powder. So I wouldn't even think about powder. Powder is easy.
No, they literally, yeah, tea. Like, it's, like, supposedly good for your stomach. Apparently, it's, like, good for your stomach, and you can, like, legally just buy cocoa leaves.
It is good for your stomach. And the leaves to chew on while you're working just gives you a boost all day.
That's so bad.
I don't know, but I don't know if you get...
That's terrible. You get high off of it. So Carmen is from Peru, and she would tell me about, like, they had a maid or something. They had a maid when growing up. Like, they had money in Peru, but here they're, like, poor, which makes no sense, but whatever. In Peru, the maid would just be chewing on the cocoa leaves all day.
Give you a sense of the real-time match, the 10-year yield.
I have a really good friend, her ex-husband was a police officer, and he would steal the coke, you know, from the evidence room and shit.
Of course they would.
And he got so fucking psychotic, he would jump up out of bed in the middle of the night and think the police are surrounding his house, and he's a police officer.
I get it. I've talked to a lot of people. This kid Holland who came out to live with me in Tracy, who was at 2015. That one kid, he's from Hollywood. His I don't know. I guess it's his dad or his stepdad, whatever. Fino was talking about selling coke at one point in time, and dude's stepdad talked him out of it, talking about, like, he caught himself, like, looking out the fucking blinds, like, every fucking, like, 10 minutes, thinking the cops were coming and running around with a knife in his fucking house. Like, literally, I hear that story all the time. You're not the first person that's ever told me that story. Ever. Ever. You know how many people I know on fucking cocaine? You know how many parties I've gone to and there's just drugs all over the place? And I don't do all that. Because I got Adderall. I don't need that shit. Adderall's much cleaner.
Most important things, it would be Monday and
It's
Friday.
better.
Today, the PPP loans start going out again. This time through community banks to minority and women.
None of it's good, but I'm like, yo, if I'm gonna do an upper, might as well do what I've been doing for a minute. Like, whatever.
Yeah, you're right.
To companies that are still open and still have employees to pay. Friday retail
Oh no, I drink G Fuel.
decline in December, so we'll find out.
I like this stuff, G Fuel. You can use my code in the description of this VOD or any other VOD on this channel to receive, I don't know, dude, it's like 2% off something. I think you might get 6% off, but I'm not sure, bro. You gotta go like click on the link and then you buy some and then you're like, oh my gosh, I drink this shit every morning. It's good. I put like a scoop and a half, 1 scoop and then a half a scoop, and that shit's fire, dude. Like, I feel good. Well, it's not a bunch of sugar. There's no sugar in it. There's a bunch of caffeine. No, there is caffeine, but there's no sugar. That's the thing. I don't want a bunch of sugar in my stomach when I first wake up. Like I changed the cereal I eat. I don't eat sugar cereal. I eat shit with like honey and whatnot. No. Like the preservative I get, there's 7 grams of sugar per 1 tablespoon. That's not bad for preservative. There's 16 servings per container. All right, and if I'm eating a sandwich and it's all it is. Organic white grape juice concentrate, organic strawberries, apple pectin, ascorbic acid, which is vitamin C, and then citric acid. That's it. Citric acid's for preservative. All this shit, there's only like a few ingredients in this. It's called Crofts Organic. Shit's fire. Like that whole line, all that preservative, like, because I make peanut butter sandwiches because it's like fast, I'm on the go. Shit's really good.
Right now, Eric Knudsen of Neuberger Berman.
I don't like jelly. Jelly is sugar. But it's all sugar because working in a kitchen, you learn about food and what's in your food, and you just, damn, S&P is down 1%. NASDAQ is down.
One of our biggest concerns is that there is a very strong consensus around.
All right, we have the morning dip. I watch this shit every morning. I watch these bars. Around these hours, everything always dips for the most part.
My grandfather.
Inflation expectations through
Well,
this year.
Eric, just real quickly here, I'm wondering, as you look at the events over the past week or so, have you changed materially your outlook based on the expectations of more stimulus and based on the new political
It's different now.
You had to go to a broker.
Yeah, it's different now. Now I can just literally sit in my bed. I wake up, I flip on the TV, and I whip out my phone. I can have 2 phones running. I could buy.
A trade.
Is what?
Knudsen, I think that we've lost you. We're trying to figure out whether we can get you potentially better. Right now, we've got some breaking news. Kelly Lyons joining us with more. Kaylee.
I don't do cocaine. Someone in my chat did. Carnival lost $1.9 billion. That sounds about right.
Just about 1.4%. That's actually well off the lows of the pre-market session.
I'm not gonna buy them yet. I'm just waiting. I have to wait. I have to get going, chat. I'll see you guys later. I have to go to this thing.
In the first quarter, and their monthly average cash burn rate.
I gotta go to do this thing today.
Company saying
They are continuing to explore opportunities to cut that.
I'm not gonna have you. Hang on. I'm not gonna have these guys call the casting directors.
Thank you so
All right.
much, Kaylee Lyons. Really interesting to see how Carnival actually has
Wait.
$9 billion
Wait.
of cash and cash
Wait.
equivalents.